Hi, and welcome back to Three and Out. I'm Mike O'Hara with Chris Spielman, brought to you again by the people at Comerica. The Detroit Lions are now 3-4-1. Remember, 5 weeks ago they were in first place in the NFC North. As a player, as a broadcaster, and analyst, where do they stand right now going into the second half of the season, starting with this game coming up next week against the Chicago Bears in Chicago?
Yeah, well, it's almost like where they were last week because everybody ahead of them lost, right? You just lose another week. And it's too bad for them to lose that game because that was the perfect opportunity for them to make up some ground on the Vikings, Packers, and Bears.
Okay, we've got some plays, so we're going to go three and out, and it's going to start right here with Josh Jacobs, the rookie running back from Alabama. Ran, as you said, for 120 yards on 28 carries, and this is a 2-yard run to start the game. 7-0 lead. Break it down. Go three and out. Tell us what you see.
Well, the offensive line for the Oakland Raiders is the most improved unit on this football team. You're going to see Big 64, Rich Incognito, kick out, and he's going to get that kick out on Miles Killebrew, and Miles gets knocked back a little bit. Ideally, what you want to do is see Miles kind of force that ball inside. He gets stuck inside, which clears the way for Josh Jacobs. So ideally, what you want to see in this situation is Killebrew has the right read, but you want to keep that left arm on Incognito, the pulling guard, and keep that right arm free. Incognito is able to turn him back inside, creates the short corner, and that's the touchdown. Everybody, one player always has contained. That means you're the furthest most outside guy. That ball never gets back outside of you. It has to go back inside. Unfortunately, Killebrew got kicked inside, and that was an easy touchdown for the Raiders.
And that makes it 7-0, but the Detroit Lions come right back. And keep in mind here now, it's a 4th and 2, going in, touchdown pass to Marvin Jones Jr. that makes it 7-7. This will be something to talk about later. Break it down, give us the three and out, tell us what you see.
Well, I mean, Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay have been lights out the past 2 weeks. And we're going to see this pass, and Marvin Jones is going to come in motion. And first of all, he's got room to have a free release, which is nice. He fakes a little 7 cut, that's a flag, pylon cut, and goes to the back line of the end zone. And because of his height, they practice this all the time. His height allows him to make the catch, but he beats Worley off the ball. Worley, I think, is guessing that he's going to go outside. Jones hits the inside, and Matthew Stafford does a great job. From this angle, you will see Matthew Stafford move people with his eyes. He'll get 42 to go to his right, which will clear the left. You see his eyes move 42 to the right? That's just his eyes working, knowing that he has Marvin Jones coming back over the middle, who beats his man one-on-one. Good protection up front, which allowed a clean pocket, and just good patience by Matthew Stafford to use his eyes to move Joseph out of the hole. And Marvin Jones fills the hole.
Well, that's the first of 3 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford and 400-plus yards passing. Let's move along now. That made it 7-7. We're going into the fourth quarter with an exchange of possessions. The go-ahead touchdown for the Oakland Raiders, and then the Lions trying to come back. Well, we start with the Raiders. 7 plays, 75 yards, and this is the 7th play, Chris Spielman. 3rd and 9, going in. Tell us what you see. Go three and out.
Well, they actually do get a little bit of pressure here, and Derek Carr is very mobile. So you're going to have Justin Coleman working on Hunter Renfrow right down here in the slot, the most inside guy. The pressure is pretty good from up top as Trey Flowers hits an inside move but loses contain. Now watch Carr scramble out. Look at his eyes. His eyes, there's no thought of him running the football. Then Hunter Renfrow does a good job of scramble drill. Once he sees Carr break to the sidelines, he's going to break to the sidelines. But the problem is Justin Coleman gets caught up in traffic, leading an open throwing lane to Renfrow. And Renfrow has great field presence and is able to get both feet down inside. Initially, the coverage is good right there by Coleman. Look at it. It's good. He's on his hip pocket. He gets it. He's got help inside. But right there, Renfrow sprints away from him because of the scramble drill. And because you're playing so much man, you see Justin Coleman with the frustration. Nobody's fault. It's just he gets caught up in traffic, and Renfrow was able to clear that traffic, which made a nice, easy pitch and catch for the Raiders.
And that makes it 31-24 with 2:04 left. The Lions get the kickoff, and they start their last possession at the 23-yard line. They need a 77-yard drive and an extra point to tie it they get 76 yards and don't tie it. 4th and goal at the 1. Break it down. Tell us what you see. Go 3 and out as the Detroit Lions bring in their heavy formation.
Well, I don't know if I would have gone this formation. I mean, you do have, I believe that's Logan Thomas lined up on Carl Joseph, and I think that's the matchup you want. But in these situations, Mike, I really think you want to have Kenny Golladay or Marvin Jones Jr. in the ball game. Those guys are some of the best in the league at contested catches, and I'm almost going to take my chances with those guys as opposed to throwing to Logan Thomas. And watch Carl Joseph. He does a great job here. I mean, Carl Joseph, and we made this point in the broadcast, is 5'10", but watch him get up in the air and go up and play the football. It's just a tremendous job by him. Stafford is under pressure, probably threw that ball a little bit quicker than he would like to. We'll see the protection up front. You get a double team right there, then that's Cleveland Ferrell, the number 1 pick. There's a missed assignment, and he's let free, forcing the early pass where Logan Thomas can't come up with it. So it's just not a good play overall. Remember, Joe Dahl was injured, and that's why you have the substitute Abushi in there at guard. It's a tough break. For me personally, I don't think I would take Golladay or Jones out of the game. I think they're too good, and they're too good at contested catches not to give them a chance to win it. Hey, win it with your best players.
That was the question I was going. Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask you. Go down with your best. Is that your philosophy? When you can.
Well, I believe in this. In those situations in the red zone, it's not about scheme all the time. I think coaches, to me, and I'm not saying Coach Bevel did this or not. I'm just saying, for my personal opinion, coaches think about scheme. I talk to too many coaches in this league each and every week, and I talk about this exact scenario, and they all tell me, your best players got to be better than their best players in that situation. And there's not too many wide receivers better than Jones or Golladay in that situation. Nobody's better than Golladay statistically in the league of catching contested footballs. For me, I'm going to put the ball in the hands of Stafford to give it to one of those 2 guys to win the game.
Well, all right, Chris Spielman, that's a wrap for this week. We've got 6 days to sleep on that. Next Sunday, Detroit Lions at Chicago Bears Soldier Field. Be with us.